Have you ever wondered why it seems that your cycle or pretty much any other hormones go off balance when you're stressed? Well, it has everything to do with the one gland at the center of every hormone axis in the body, and that is the hypothalamus. The hypothalamus sits in the midbrain and basically receives information from the executive brain, the higher brain or the thinking mind, the rational mind, the midbrain, obviously, right? Which is our emotional center, and then also the lower brain, the survival brain. Well, what happens during stress is that stress itself causes changes in our physiology and changes in our brain, specifically narrowing or constricting blood vessels that feed the prefrontal cortex, so effectively shutting down or diminishing, reducing blood flow to our executive rational brain. The midbrain becomes gridlocked. And when I say gridlocked here, what I'm talking about is stress itself, being an emotion, tends to tie up and kind of fry that midbrain, kind of effectively gridlocking it or taking it offline, at least for the moment, while the stress response is so, dire. It's like an e-stop button is hit, or like an overload in the circuitry is how I prefer to think of it. So that kind of gridlocks or fries the midbrain for a little while. And what that leaves is the survival brain being the only part of the brain that's still fully functioning. And it's the only one that's sending signal to the hypothalamus at full volume. With the executive brain volume turned down because blood flow is diminished to that region, the midbrain kind of effectively not communicating, at least for a moment. And so the only place the hypothalamus is receiving information from is that survival brain. So that means that your physiology, every hormone axis in the body becomes affected, whether that's hypothalamus, pituitary, ovary, whether that's hypothalamus, pituitary, adrenal, whether that's hypothalamus, pituitary, thyroid, whether it's hypothalamus, pituitary, fill in the blank. So we've arrived at this very critical thing of oftentimes we're treating the symptom, which is the downstream effect, which is estrogen and progesterone out of whack, when we're not even looking at what's going on up in the brain and about ways to work through that stress response to allow the hypothalamus to begin receiving signal from all three parts of our brain, being as how it's situated here in the center, where it is designed to receive info from all three regions.